get this show started!
In today's video, Jon Jones makes a surprising statement about Daniel Cormier, Deontay Wilder goes off on Chael Sonnen, Conor McGregor meets Stephen Thompson at the UFC PI, two interesting matchups announced for UFC's May event, the UFC releases 4 more fighters, footage of Usman Nurmagomedov wrestling Cain Velasquez, and Daniel Cormier explains why people should stop underestimating Aljamain Sterling. Jon Jones wants to finally squash the beef with Daniel Cormier. In a recent interview with Jimmy Smith on SiriusXM, Jones praised Cormier's commentary work and said that he believes he and DC would actually make great friends if they had a chance to chat it out. Here's the clip.
I do believe that Daniel will do a great job. All the guys do a really good job of being non-biased, and the UFC, they hire these guys because they're professionals. And yeah, I think he's going to do a great job if he gets the job. Daniel has commentated for me before. I believe he was in the corner when I fought Ovince St. Preux, and did a great job. He was non-biased. So yeah, people try to make Daniel and I out to be these absolute arch enemies. And if you look at competitive athletes throughout history, they all come around. You know, Mike Tyson and Holyfield, you know, they all come around. It's just competition. Outside of the sport, I have no ill will towards Daniel. You know, I think it's a very stand-up individual, and I think we'd actually make great friends if we were ever to sit down in front of each other and really just chat it out. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Jones also stated over Twitter that he should receive reparations from USADA and called for his knockout win over DC to be restored. He posted a text which read, "Jon Jones should get reparations for his USADA suspension given the science had changed and now tests under 100 picograms per milliliter are not positive anymore. None of his positive tests would be positive under the current rules. His no contest against DC should be restored to a win." He followed up with, "I feel officially cleared. There will be no asterisk next to any of my performances. It's good the rest of the world can see what I've known this whole time. My only advantage over my competition has been pure hard work." What do you guys make of these comments from Jones? Let us know in the comments below. Former WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder has gone on the offense against Chael Sonnen. The Bronze Bomber made headlines earlier this month for challenging Francis Ngannou to a 2-fight series. The first bout would come in the boxing ring with the second in the cage. For his part, Ngannou later showed interest in the idea on Twitter. That being said, Chael Sonnen isn't a huge fan of the idea. In a recent video published on his YouTube channel, the American gangster blasted Deontay Wilder's idea and called him a coward. Now, in an interview with 785 Sports TV, Wilder responded to Sonnen's comments. He said, "Who is this guy again? When you're successful, you don't listen to the whispers or miserable people's cries. I don't listen to those things. I haven't been sitting around worrying about the foolishness or the sounds of foolish people. For me, because I don't make no money off of foolishness, I don't entertain it. But I might need to start getting me a podcast and start making me some money off of YouTube. But that's just another human being, a miserable person. That's just what he feels. I don't feel too much emotion about what people say. If someone wants to come out and maybe get clicks on his podcast or whatever he tries to do, then hey, more power to him. But we know what we've got going on. Why not do boxing? Why not do MMA? I said they always come to boxing. I would love to come to MMA too. So what is the cowardly thing? Whatever sport goes first, it doesn't matter. Whatever business goes first, it doesn't matter. Whether we do MMA first or boxing first." Conor McGregor meets Stephen Thompson at the UFC PI. Karate royalty, Team Paradigm Sports.
Just be outside the fighter's house, yeah. I wait tomorrow morning. Wake up tomorrow morning, you're looking for it. And then there I am, click, clack. The mic's back on the attack, and then rack all over me.
The UFC has started to fill up its May 13th event with 2 fights being added, including the return of Mackenzie Dern. According to MMA Junkie, Dern is set to face Angela Hill at strawweight on May 13th at a location to be determined. Later, it was reported by MMA Island's Manny Mayer that Karolina Kowalkiewicz will face Vanessa Demopoulos on the same May 13th event. The location of the card has not been announced, but but the main event will see Anthony Smith take on Johnny Walker. Dern suffered a majority decision loss back in October to Zhao Nanyan in the main event. Prior to that, she picked up a split decision win over Tecia Torres to return to the win column after losing a decision to Marina Rodriguez in her first UFC main event. The UFC has parted ways with another 4 fighters according to recent reports from UFC Roster Watch on Twitter. The 4 fighters recently removed from the UFC roster are light heavyweight William Knight. Knight most recently competed at last weekend's UFC Vegas 69 event, where he dropped a unanimous decision loss to Marcin Prachnio. It was a bizarre performance from the Nightmare and marked his 3rd defeat in a row. The 34-year-old went 3-4 overall during his UFC run. Bantamweight Said Yokub Kakramanov. Kakramanov was removed from the UFC's active roster after a 2-1 stint with the promotion. Middleweight Jordan Wright. Wright received his walking papers following his 4th consecutive loss at last Saturday's UFC Vegas 69 event. The Beverly Hills Ninja dropped a unanimous decision loss to Zach Pauga in the evening's co-main event. Wright went 2-5 overall during his 7-fight stint with the promotion. And women's bantamweight Lena Landsberg. Landsberg most recently competed at last Saturday's UFC Vegas 69 event, where she dropped a submission loss to Mayra Bueno Silva. The 40-year-old Swede announced her retirement from the sport immediately following the loss. Khabib's cousin, Usman Nurmagomedov, has posted footage of him wrestling former UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez. On Monday, it was announced that the bantamweight title fight between champ Aljamain Sterling and ex-champ Henry Cejudo is now expected to take place at UFC 288 on May 6th. Speaking on the most recent episode of the DC and RC show, Daniel Cormier discussed the matchup and explained why people should stop underestimating Aljamain Sterling.
Aljamain Sterling confirms it. He's fighting Henry Cejudo. And Ryan, you said that he's been underrated a bit. This is the final step. The reason he's been underrated is because Dillashaw left as the champion. Petr Yan was the champion and was beating Aljo in the first fight, so they felt like he won it in a fluky way. Henry Cejudo was the champion when he walked away. He beat Cejudo. There are no more questions. There are no more people that walked away from the weight class with the belt. He will have beaten them all. It is a tremendous opportunity for Aljamain Sterling, and honestly, it's time for people to stop sleeping on the bantamweight champion of the world. But Henry Cejudo is a winner, Ryan. I'm telling you, and I've said it time and time again, this kid won the Olympics as a child. This kid was one of the worst wrestlers in the world the year prior to winning the Olympics. He was 30th out of 34 guys in the bracket. Fast forward 12 months, dude is the Olympic champion. He has an ability to prepare himself like no one I have ever seen before. And this guy is confident.
Here are the top 3 funniest memes we found over the internet today. 3rd place was found over Facebook and was posted by a user named LowKickMMA. 2nd place was found over Twitter and was posted by a user named MMAF Press. And our top picked meme of the day was found over Instagram and was posted by a user named As Shopped As It Gets. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest MMA news.